guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to go over the best exercises to do for a lumbar lordosis. So that is the technical term for a really archy lower back, or as I like to call it, a bit of a sticky outy bum posture rather than a scoopy forwards bum. So it's that really arched position, and then we tend to get a real band of lower back pain. And it can be really quite sore for us women. It can be worse at certain times of the month, but anyone can get it, man or woman, where we have got that kind of that real arch in the lower back. And if you think about that our vertebrae here, we're just compressing them and pushing them together when we're in that arch. And so our nerves can't get out to go where they need to go, and we can end up getting sciatic pain and all sorts of pain and symptoms purely because we have got that posture type. So we can correct that and we can change that. So the exercises that we're going to go through today are going to be a few that can help to bring the pelvis and the spine into a little bit more of a neutral alignment to hopefully release some of that lower back pain that you might be having. When we have that arch in the back, it tends to be because our glutes are weak and our hip flexors are too strong. So where our hip flexors are too strong, it is tilting the pelvis forwards. And we haven't got enough strength in the glutes to correct the position. So what we're after doing is lengthening the hip flexors a little bit and getting the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit more active so that we can bring that tailbone back down into a bit more of a neutral position. And then, as I said, hopefully to relieve some of that lower back pain. So let's get going. Exercise. So don't forget, you can buy these. I will leave the link down below in the description box, and I have also got a video where we purely go over the technique of balls under bum. So if you'd like to have a little look at that, I will also leave that linked down below. These are an amazing piece of kit. They're a little bit of a first aid for your lower back. So if you are suffering from lower back pain, I would consider getting them. But you can use tennis balls if not, or of course do the movement without anything else underneath. Okay, so we're going to lift the hips up, pop the balls underneath. That isn't sponsored, by the way, at all, but they are just a fantastic piece of kit. So when we're ready, bringing the knees up towards you and holding on a hand to each knee. So you should feel as though the balls could scoot out from underneath you, and then you should be in the correct position. So pulling the knees in as we breathe in, breathing out, softening from your heart, your ribs as we send the knees away. Pulling the knees in, breathing in, and then breathing out, sending the knees forwards. 2 more to go, hugging in, breathing in. Keep that lower back lengthened, so checking you're not arching, so you're not going too far away. 1 more, hugging in, and sending the knees forwards, coming into your circles, guys. So pulling the knees in, opening the knees, circling them around and together. Breathing in to hug, breath out to open, circling around and together. Pulling in, breathing in, and then opening, circling around. So just making sure that you're letting the feet open with the knees. And last one. And then we're going to go round the other way. So we're parting the knees, drawing them wide and into the chest. Breathing out, we're pressing the knees forwards. Inhale to part the knees, draw them wide and in. Breath out, pressing the knees away, and 2 more. Breathing in, drawing wide and in. Breath out, pressing the knees forwards. 1 more, breathing in, and then pressing the knees away. Okay, we're going to shear, so 1 knee forwards, the other knee back, just passing through the knees. 1 elbow bends as the other elbow straightens, keeping those shoulders nicely connected down. And then from there, guys, into those challenge ones. So shearing 1 forwards and back, and then opening the knees to circle them around. So a little bit pat head, rub tummy. And again, shearing, circling around. 1 more here. And then we're going to go round the other way, guys. So the opposite knee shears towards you. We're then opening and circling the opposite way. So again, we're shearing, we're opening and circling through. And then last couple to go. Right, from there, popping the feet back down, lifting the hips up, taking the balls out, and then rolling the spine back down, and then hopefully feeling a little bit flatter, a little bit more relaxed and released already. So that arch in your lower back should hopefully be feeling a little bit less arched, and just as though we've brought the spine into a bit more of a neutral alignment and positioning. Right, we're actually going to come up onto our knees for the next one. So we're going to come into a hip flexor stretch. So as I said earlier, we want to get those glutes and hamstrings activated and these hip flexors a little bit more relaxed and released. So we're going to come up to kneeling. If you have got any knee issues, you might want to pop something underneath your knees, like a cushion or something, just to give your knee a little bit more cushioning. So we're going to pop one leg in front of you. Now you want to make sure here that your hips are square, so your hip bones are facing forwards, we're not twisted or rotated. Now from here, we're going to allow the pelvis to go into that tuck. So you're going to tuck the tailbone underneath you, and then automatically you should then go, oh hello, we've got a nice stretch coming into the front of that hip. So we're just going to keep the shoulders relaxed, and we're going to hold that stretch. Now you can deepen it by leaning slightly further forwards, but just be aware that you don't start to arch the back. We want to keep the back neutral and protected. So we're just going to breathe into that stretch, just holding it through the front of the hip there. Good. Breathing in and out. Just a few more seconds. Good. I can't look at you because I feel like I'm going to fall over. I have to look straight ahead so that I can stay balanced. Sorry guys. Good. All right, relax back. We're going to change over legs. So we're going to bring down the other knee in front. You can tuck the toes behind you on the back leg. That can sometimes make you feel a little bit more balanced. Again, the hips are pointing forwards, and we're tucking that tailbone underneath. The ribs are engaged and the tummy muscles are also engaged. And we're now feeling that stretch coming down the front of the opposite hip. Shoulders again nicely relaxed. Keep tucking as much as you can. If you want to lean further forwards into the stretch, then of course you can. So we're just breathing into it, breathing out, just seeing if we can deepen into that stretch. And again, breathing in. And then out, keeping those hips facing forwards, and again that tucked pelvis. And out. And then have a relax back down from there. Right. We're going to roll back onto our backs next, and we're going to do some bridging and some alternating leg raises to get the hamstrings and those glutes firing up. So having a lie back down, feet hip distance apart. Now we're going to do our plank ups today. So we've got that imaginary rod running through the spine. Breathing in, just sinking into the front of the ribs, so really closing those ribs down. Press down into the feet as we plank the spine up. So we're lifting the spine up as one piece. Now we're squeezing the glutes, so we're active through the glutes and those hamstrings. Pause and breathe in. Fold at the hips as we plank the spine back down. Breath in, shoulders drop, sliding down. Push down into the feet, planking the spine up, checking your hip bones are staying level. Pause, and then we're planking the spine back down. This would be even better, guys, if you could do it with your feet up on your sofa or elevated on something. You'll get even more work going through into the hamstrings and glutes. Breath in, exhaling as we lift, pause, and then planking the spine back down. We're going to do one more and then we're adding on. Breath in, exhaling as we lift again, hip bones staying level, and then lowering back down. Okay, adding on to that, guys, we're going to add in some marching legs from there. So we're breathing in to prepare, shoulders sliding down, breath out, planking the spine up. Now, really focusing that level pelvis for this one. Step onto your left foot as you bring your right knee up. Keep the ribs sinking, so you're not arching. Again, you're dropping the ribs, pulling those tummy muscles in. Inhale, place the foot down. Step onto that right foot to then lift the left leg up. Inhale to lower. Step onto the left, the right leg lifts. Inhale, lower down. Step onto the right, lifting away through the left. Inhale, lower. We've got 4 more to go. Step onto the left, the right knee lifts, sinking the ribs. Inhale, lower, and then 3, lifting up. Inhale, lower down, 2 more, the leg lifts. Breathing into lower, last one, lifting away. Placing the foot down, and then from there, planking the spine back down. So you should have felt a nice lot of work going on through those glutes and through those hamstrings. The hamstrings can often get a little bit crampy. If it does, then just give it a little bit of a stretch out and then continue on from there. Right, now we're going to come through into our abdominal series. So again, when we've got that arch in our back, yes, we want to work the hamstrings and the glutes and loosen off through the hip flexors, but we want to get those core muscles engaged, those obliques engaged, so that we can again find that more neutral spinal position. So we're going to go through a bit of that now. So hands behind the head, shrugging the shoulders up, slide the shoulders down, and wrap the elbows around. Chin to chest, breathing in. Now, breathing out, we're sinking through the ribs. We're using your ribs as a pivot point to curl up, lifting so your shoulder blades are hovered away from the mat. Pause here, breathing in. Exhaling as we lower back down. Inhale, softening the chin down. Exhaling, sinking through the ribs as we curl the head and shoulders off. Pause, breath in, and then breathing out to lengthen and lower back down. Inhale, chin to chest. Breathing out, curling head and shoulders up. Pause, and then releasing back down. Now we're going to add in our leg slides, guys. So, chin to chest, breath in. Exhaling, curling head and shoulders off. Now stay in your curl up, pause here. Inch up a bit higher, we're sliding that right leg out. Breathing in to slide in, and then we're sliding away through the left. Breathing in to slide in, back to the right, keep the head heavy in the hands. Inhaling and then over to the left. Breathing in to slide in, we've got 4 more. Breathing out to reach out. Inhaling and then 3. Breathing in, 2 more to go. Sliding out. Inhaling and then last one, sliding away. Drawing it back in and then relaxing your curl up back down. Good, well done. Just pull the knees in towards your chest, have a gentle rock and release there from side to side. Right, okay, so we're going to come into some tabletop leg work now. So we're going to focus on keeping the head and the shoulders down for this one, and we're going to really think about that spinal position. So this is quite tough if you have got that real arched back. So again, what you can do is if you pop your feet up onto the edge of your sofa and do the exercise from there, or if you've got a block, a yoga block or something to pop your feet on, that would also work. Hold on, I've got a yoga block, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I say yoga block, I meant Pilates block, but we're going to use that. So if you've got a block, then do use that. If not, pop your feet up on a chair or on the sofa. So we are going to lay down, and then we're sliding the shoulders down, thinking about settling the spine back into the mat as much as you can. So from here, we're going to float your right knee up into your tabletop position. Now start breathing out, sinking through the front of the ribs. The lower back stays lengthened as we then lift the left leg up to join. Pause here, breathe in. Breathing out, keep, again, the ribs sinking, that lower back lengthened. We lower down 1 and 2. Breathing in, float 1 leg up. Deep breath out, sink through the front of the ribs as we lift the other leg to join. Pause, and then lower down 1 and 2. So what we want to avoid is this. So we're going to float 1 leg up, and what we don't want to happen is as the other leg lifts, we lift the back and we come into that arch. So we want to focus on keeping that spine lengthened and in that neutral position and really engaging those core muscles to do that. So we're going to do another couple and then we're going to add on to it. So right knee lifts up, breathing in. Exhale, sink the ribs. So really use your ribs to drop down. Pull those abdominals in as we then lift the left leg up to join. Pause. Lower down through the right and through the left. We're going to do left leg first this time. So left leg lifts. I wouldn't have thought that'd be so hard to say. Sinking through the ribs as we then lift the right leg up to join. Pause. Lower down through the left and then lower down through the right. Now you may just want to stick with that. If you would like to progress and work a little bit more, we're going to take it into our single leg stretch. So right leg lifts. Exhale, sink through the ribs, that lower back stays flat as we lift the left leg up to join. Pause. One knee pulls towards you, send the other leg out. Bending in, breathing in, and then switching over, breathing out. Inhale to bend and breathing out to reach out. So keep sinking the front of the ribs down. Keep pulling those abdominals in flat and wide all the time. Keeping that lower back lengthened along the mat. And we've got another 4 to go here. Breathing out. If you're feeling that you're starting to arch, then send the leg a little bit higher to the ceiling, or just go back to that first exercise that we were doing. And then 2 more, reaching out, breathing in, the last one, breath out to reach out. Inhale, drawing in, and then we're going to lower down 1 foot and then the other. Good, really, really good job, guys, well done. So, we are going to have a roll onto our fronts from there, guys. So we're going to come into a heel squeeze prone exercise. Now, often, I've got my little jacket here, because often when we're laying on our fronts, if we've got that arch in our lower back, then we'll just go into it and we'll just end up kind of pinching through the lower back. So having a jacket to pop underneath your pelvis can help, or a cushion would work as well. So either or. I've got my lovely jumper here. So we're going to lay on our fronts. Now you want to place your jumper or your cushion onto or underneath your hip bones, so that then when we lay on our front, our pubic bone can press down into the mat, but the hip bones, if I can speak again, the hip bones are slightly lifted. So in this position, if I just take that out, you can see how I would quite like to be in quite a deep arch. I have that sticky outer bum posture that I was talking about earlier. So if we lift up and pop the cushion or jumper underneath your hips, and you can see straight away that my back has found a little bit more of a more neutral position and a flatter alignment. So from here, we're going to pop your hands underneath your head. Now the legs are going to come nice and wide. We're going to bend the knees and bring the heels of your feet together. Now we're going to come into a heel squeeze prone exercise, which is another glute exercise. So from here, keep the head relaxed onto the hands, shoulders drawing down. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, you're going to squeeze your heels together. Breathe in, release. So it's literally just to squeeze the heels. Glutes are activating. Breathing in to release and breathing out to squeeze. Now, see if you can pick up those abdominals. So see if you can engage through those core muscles. Breathing in, harder to do when you're laying on them. Breathing out to squeeze again, engaging through those tummy muscles. Feel those glutes working and burning. Breathing in, and again breathing out to squeeze, shoulders staying down. Inhale to release. Got 4 more to go, guys. Breathing out to press. Inhaling, and then 3, squeezing through. Breathing in, 2 more to go. Breath out to squeeze. Inhale, release, and last one, squeezing through. And releasing off from there. All right, guys, we're just going to have a sit back and have a shell stretch from there. So you can pop your jacket or cushion to one side and just let the head drop back. And again, this is lovely for that archy lower back because it really lengthens it out and it just feels pretty lush, if I'm completely honest. Right, uncurling yourself. So we've got 1 more to go, guys. We're going to come onto all 4s and do some knee hovers. So a really, really lovely stabilising exercise to finish on. It's really handy if you can do this with a mirror next to you, so you can just check your alignment. That is really, really handy. So on all 4s, knees underneath the hips, the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Now we just want to set up our neutral. Now that we know that we've got an archy lower back, so we'll often want to automatically come into this position. So what we're going to do is we're going to let ourselves arch. We're then going to curl all the way the other way. And then from there, we're going to settle halfway in that neutral position. So if I had a really long stick, I would want the back of my head to be on it, between my shoulder blades, the back of my ribs and my tailbone, all in contact with a big stick. All right? Shoulders sliding down. Tucking the toes underneath you. From here, we're going to breathe in. So we breathe out. Now maintain that neutral. Imagine someone's picking you up by your tailbone as you hover the knees off. Inhale to lower down. And again, breathing out, we're hovering the knees off. Inhale to lower, chin just softening to the chest, but we're keeping that length into the back of the neck. Breathing out to hover. Inhale to lower. So again, abdominals working here, upper body is working. It's really nice kind of all-round one to finish on. And then we've got 4 more to go. Breathing out to hover. Inhale. And then 3, hovering away. Breathing in, and 2 more to go. Breathing out to hover. Pull those tummy muscles in between the hip bones. Breathing in, and last one, hovering away. And releasing off. Good. All right, guys. Well, I hope you found that video useful, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then do please give it a thumbs up, and do consider subscribing to the channel so that we can do some more workouts for you guys. If there is any particular workout that you would like me to do, or any particular body part that you would like me to work on, then do just give me a shout in the comments down below, and I will see what I can do. All right, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.